It's a nauseating video showing disgraceful bullying, but it's a video the mum and dad of the victim want you to see. Amber's parents are not only angry about the torment of their 15-year-old daughter, but how the authorities dealt with it.
It was devastating. My heart broke.
Michelle Panozza will never forget the moment she saw this video.
Roll another Dory corner to avoid your problems because everyone hates you and everyone wants to kill you because you're a little.
We can't identify the teenagers in this video, but the girl they're attacking is Michelle's 15-year-old daughter, Amber.
I can see you, Amber. You're gonna drown and you're gonna die. You know what? You're gonna probably kill yourself because everyone hates you.
This has been going on for a period of 2 to 3 years. Serious bullying that has taken a huge toll on my daughter and our entire family.
It's awful. You know, you can't help but be angry when you see it really brings it home, what happens.
Aaron Panozza is Amber's dad. Where do you think this hate comes from?
I can't possibly imagine how anyone could feel that way towards somebody else.
And I'll stomp you with your own hands. And you know what? You're gonna probably kill yourself.
What impact has all this had on Amber?
She's not the same girl anymore. She's changed over the last couple of years as a result of being bullied, and it's something we just can't get her away from.
Looking for a sea change 4 years ago, Aaron and Michelle moved from Melbourne to Queensland's Gold Coast. They say as soon as they put their daughter Amber in school here, the bullying started. They moved her to 3 different high schools, but on each occasion, the bullying got worse.
This photo was taken when we first moved up to Queensland, probably 3 years ago.
And she looked happy and healthy.
Happy, healthy girl having a fun day on our boat.
Fast forward 2 years and this is Amber in hospital where she spent 3 months. And obviously suffering very much from malnutrition here. She'd stopped eating.
Yep, anxiety and depression from bullying.
And you have no doubts that was the cause.
Absolutely. We know that from the doctors and psychologists.
Aaron and Michelle say Amber was quiet and, like many teenagers, a little insecure, making her the perfect target for bullies. And by the time she got to her 3rd high school, she was being physically attacked.
There had been boys that had been saying some quite vile things to her. And then one day they just decided that they'd come up and slap her legs as hard as they could. And as you can see from those photos, there's welt marks and hand marks.
So this was in a classroom during a lesson?
That's correct.
How does this happen?
I have no idea.
Michelle says when they complained to the school where it happened, Helensvale High, they were told the boys would be punished. But she says the school refuses to say how they'd be punished. Michelle says they didn't go to police because they knew it would just make life harder for their daughter. Was she afraid?
Terrified to go to school.
And in the end, you pulled Amber out of school altogether.
And I have pulled her out from Helensvale. She hasn't been to school since the end of term 3.
You're gonna probably kill yourself before I kill you. And everyone wants to kill you because you're a little.
This video was the last straw, posted on Snapchat, recorded and then sent to Amber 3 weeks ago. You know these girls, they've been in your home.
Yeah, we've had them in our home. They were welcome in our home. They were Amber's friends for a while. And then we heard Amber started having problems with them.
Like many in this country, I was absolutely mortified at the cruelty, the language, and the real vehemence of the way in which they were conducting themselves.
President of Queensland's Law Society, Bill Potts.
This is not merely childish behaviour. This is behaviour of a kind which can do real and lasting damage to another person.
The father of one of these girls said that this was supposed to be a joke and that Amber was never supposed to see it. Do you buy that?
I can't believe it. It's clear that her intention in the video is to try and push our daughter over the edge.
This father says his daughter is a sweet young girl, but there doesn't seem anything sweet about this to me.
There's plenty of other posts that suggest that she's not.
The actual acts that they are doing may certainly be clear evidence that they are using effectively the internet to bully, harass and intimidate somebody else. It's a serious offence under the Commonwealth legislation.
Michelle and Aaron have gone to police to complain, but say Amber was too distraught to make a formal statement. Until she does, police say they won't act. To show what Amber was putting up with, a family friend posted the video on Facebook, where it had more than 70,000 views.
The day the video went viral, the school called me, and the first thing they said to me was, could you please take the video down?
In the end, Facebook decided to pull the video down.
What was your reaction to that?
Well, I was quite annoyed because I thought that it has a chance of educating people so the whole community, the general public can see what goes on.
So do you think there should be tougher penalties for kids that are bullying other kids?
Absolutely, yeah.
So far, Helensvale High won't say what they've done to help Amber. Michelle says she even wrote to Queensland's Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk, who spoke out about bullying after the Dolly Everett case last year. Michelle says when Amber was being bullied at a private school, she emailed the Premier, only to get a letter from the Education Department saying because Amber wasn't going to a state school at the time, the department couldn't help her.
I think that the Premier needs to back up her words and provide some kind of avenue for parents like us to pursue to help us with this, because there's other parents in our situation feeling just as helpless as us.
Perhaps it's time parents of the bullies took some responsibility. Do you think perhaps the parents need to be held accountable?
Yes, I do. If that was my children on that video, I would probably take them to the police station myself, because that's unacceptable behaviour.
Chris Allen joins me now. Chris, have there been any consequences at all so far for any of those bullies?
Well, Tracy, the simple answer is we don't know. Neither the school nor the Queensland Education Department will comment on it because of privacy. So Amber's parents have said this has happened in the past. They've made complaints, been told it's been investigated, but they haven't been told what the action is, and so Amber is still afraid to go to school. We do know she has finally given a statement to the police, but the police have told the parents they want to wait until she's feeling stronger before they proceed with an investigation, because she'll have to be involved in that investigation.
Chris, and you mentioned in your story, a year ago we were talking about young Dolly Everett, who took her life after Queensland school bullying that her parents said was not addressed. And I guess a year later we're having a similar conversation about an ongoing issue, if you like. What is it going to take to get a systematic response to this problem?
Yes, look, it's hard to know, Tracy, because of course the Queensland Government did set up a cyberbullying task force. It examined this for some months, came up with recommendations which this state government adopted, but most of those recommendations revolved around identifying bullying, better treatment of people who have been bullied, how to stop the bullying, all worthy stuff. But the parents of people like Amber say what we need are penalties, tougher penalties for the bullies, kids who bully other kids.
If you were the parents of the bullies, you would want it to be handled by the school, not the police, wouldn't you?
Well, you would think so, and in fact one of the parents of one of these alleged bullies has been quoted as saying that his daughter's deeply remorseful, that he's disabled her social media platforms and will cooperate with whatever the school does.
Okay, thanks very much, Chris. I know we'll stay